Hey guys, this is Mia. She wanted to make a video today, so here we go. Okay, so it's getting cold in Washington State. Actually, this morning it was really cold. It was 15 degrees this morning, and we have snow in the forecast for the next few days. Anyway, this kind of weather always reminds me of a story I read a long time ago. It was about a young man. He was in somewhere in Europe, I think. He was a hiker. He hiked a lot. He was an avid, experienced hiker, a young man in his 20s. And on this particular day, he planned on hiking from one town to the next. I forget where he was. It might have been, I don't know, Germany, Switzerland. I have no idea. Someplace that gets a lot of snow. Okay? So he was planning on hiking from one town to the next. It was like, I don't know, 20 kilometers, 30 kilometers maybe, not very far. He could easily do it in one day in good weather. Okay, but so he takes off on his hike, and it starts to snow. He keeps going. It starts snowing harder. He keeps going. It's snowing harder. He keeps going. You see where this is going? It snows harder. He considers turning around and going back, but by his estimate, he thought he had already gone more than halfway to his destination. So the logical thing was to keep going, okay? So he kept going. The snow got worse. It got to where he could see nothing, and he finally realized he was disoriented. He didn't know if he was going in the right direction. And so he did the logical thing. He found shelter. He found a rock overhang where he could get out of the wind and mostly be protected from the snow. So that's what he did. That's what I would have done. Okay. It was still snowing, so he set up his camp. Unfortunately, since this was a one-day hike, he didn't pack a lot. There wasn't much in his pack. He had a sleeping bag, he had one candy bar, he had one bottle of water, and I don't remember what else. But yeah, he was seriously unprepared for the unexpected. Okay, so he was freezing. He got into his sleeping bag and tried to sleep. But when it's so cold, you just can't stop shivering. You can only sleep for like a few minutes at a time. So he wasn't really getting much rest, and his body was getting beaten up by the cold, really. He ate his candy bar that first night because he thought he would be to his destination the next day, okay? But next day, still snowing. Next day, still snowing. It snowed for a few days. Finally, after I think 5 or 6 days, it quit snowing. And he considered continuing his hike, but everything was covered in snow, deep snow, like waist deep snow, and he didn't know which way to go. And he was very weak from hunger, and so he stayed put. And I probably would have done the same thing. I don't know. I mean, you have shelter. You don't know which way to go. Everything is white. He didn't know if anybody was looking for him. Yeah. That's a tough call. You could go out, but are you going to find more shelter before it gets dark again? I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, so he stayed put, and it snowed again, and it kept snowing, and it kept snowing, and he had no food, he had no water. But here you go. Here is like the most clever takeaway I got from this, besides things you shouldn't do. He survived by rolling up little snowballs and eating them. Rolling them up gave him something to do. Eating them kept him hydrated, and it was something to eat, something to do. Yeah, amazing, amazing. And yeah, after the weather cleared, he really wanted to get on with his hike. He said he thought, nobody's gonna find me here. Nobody has found me yet. I just need to take my best guess and go. But the snow was so deep, he didn't get very far, and he regretted leaving his shelter, and so he turned around and went back. And he stayed there, and he stayed there, and he stayed there. He survived, believe it or not, for like 2 months. I read the story a long time ago, so I'm going from memory. It was about 2 months. If you know this story and you can find it like online, please send me the link, because I'd like to read it again, but I haven't been able to find it. I think it was a Reader's Digest story. Anyway, as it turned out, there was a search party looking for him, but he was way off course. So they never they never came close to finding him. After 2 weeks, they gave up. He was presumed dead. But his sister, who I believe lived in the United States, came and, with her own money, hired a new search party to keep looking for her brother. Finally, they found him. He was still alive. He was in bad shape, but he was still alive. And yeah, here's the thing. There wasn't a lot he could have done differently. I mean, yeah, he should have paid attention to the weather, definitely. He should have told somebody where he was starting from, where he was going to, what route he was taking. If I'm not at my destination by this day, come looking for me, that sort of thing. He should have done that, okay? But packing food, it was a one-day trip. I mean, he could have packed food for a week maybe, but I don't know if that would have made much difference. There was no chance of making fire because there was no wood, there were no trees. There was nothing to burn, so if he brought a stove, he would be limited on how much fuel he could carry. Oh, I guess it would have helped, I guess. The thing he really should have had was signal devices. An orange tarp would have been awesome. Flare gun, yeah, they would have helped. Okay, that's all I remember from the story. So leave your comments below. Let me know what you think he did right, what he did wrong. Any thoughts on this or similar survival scenarios? I know. Mia says bye-bye. Have a great day. Peace out.